Is this you? You watch a YouTube video about, and in fact, maybe it's one of my YouTube videos about tips and tricks, and you try to use it in the classroom, and it just doesn't seem to work. Or maybe you observe another class, and you're like, man, they already got it. And you try some other stuff in your classroom, and it doesn't work. I'm like, what is going on? Why is it not working? Now, there be a lot of different reasons why it's not working. But have you noticed that you'll just go into a classroom, and that teacher just seems to have it? You know what I'm talking about? Like, you swear you're doing the same exact thing they're doing, but they're getting the results they want regarding classroom management. You're like, man, what are they doing differently? Well, the answer is it. They have it. But here's the hard part. What is it? And I thought a lot about this, especially when I started this YouTube channel. How do you describe it? What is it? I mean, can you learn it? That's another thing. Or do some people have it and some people don't? Now, here's a good thing. I can tell you for sure it is something that can be learned. It is. And I know this because my first year, I almost got fired because of horrible classroom management. Year 2, I barely hung in there. It took me about 7 years to finally get this thing down. It's because I learned what to do. Now, what is it? Well, let's try to define it this way. I'm going to say it, the best definition, here's the best definition I have for it so far. It's just how you carry yourself in the classroom. It's your presence in the classroom. It's not mean. It's not boring. It's just the way you carry yourself. And how you carry yourself? Well, here's the best thing I have for it. Calm, assertive. Calm, assertive. Let me explain. Now, by the way, calm does not mean boring, and assertive does not mean mean, right? But I got this from a guy named, do you know this guy? Cesar Millan. Here's the story. Cesar Millan. Here's the story. So what happened is, I think it must have been like 10 years ago, maybe that long ago. My wife was doing doggy daycare. She worked for a company called Rover. People would call up. They'd bring their dogs over to her house. At one point in time, I love this story. At one point in time, in our house, we had a total of 14 dogs. And they weren't any dogs. I mean, we had Chihuahuas all the way up to Rottweilers, Pit Bull, Great Dane, German Shepherd, Poodles. We had everything in between. And here is the incredible thing about it. 14 dogs, all in the same house, and no dog fights. Nothing. And the reason why is because my wife, who was in charge of this, she had a calm, assertive energy. And so she really dove in, and we both dove into Cesar Millan. We liked his techniques, how he's doing things. We dove into Cesar Millan, and he always talked about how alphas have calm, assertive energy. It's just that when they walk into a room, they're able to control the situation. There's something on TikTok and YouTube. I forgot the name of this dog, but there's a dog that walks into this dog yard, I guess, a yard full of dogs, and all the dogs kind of like, whoa, all right. They kind of he's not a super huge dog, he's not necessarily mean, but just his presence commands the respect of those other dogs around him. That is what you need to have when you come into the classroom. Now, I want to stress, this doesn't mean you're mean. It doesn't mean you're yelling. In fact, it's just the opposite, calm, assertive. Now, one thing I have going for me is that I'm a father, and I kind of bring that fatherly energy into the classroom. You know, I'm able to joke like a father would joke, making stupid dad jokes, right? But once in a while I can have the authority of a father would be. So I have that experience as a father, but that translates into that calm, assertive. So here's what I want you to think, and I'll play a couple scenarios for you, how this works out, how it should look in your classroom. So calm, assertive, here we go. If a student, let's say I'm up here giving a lesson, right? I'm up here giving a lesson, and I have to call a student out, maybe being disruptive, right? I might say something like this, hey, Johnny, up here, please. It's not mean, right? It's not being derogatory. It's not calling him any names. It's not like, hey, Johnny, can you please be quiet? Not like that at all. It just, I have a certain expectation, and I'm holding Johnny to the expectation. And so the way I address it is just calm, assertive. Hey, Johnny, up here, please. That's it. But let's say the lesson goes on, right? And students are working, thinking that Johnny's back there still being somewhat of an issue. When I go up to Johnny, I'm not going to go up there angry, because then honestly, you shouldn't be angry. That's a whole other video though, right? Don't be angry about it. But once again, I have a standard and I hold into the standard. And so I'll go up to Johnny and say, hey, Johnny, I don't know what's going on today, man, but I really need you to get focused. Please get focused. And I walk away. It's calm, but yet I'm being very assertive in the sense that I'm telling him exactly what I need. I'm basically restating, I don't know if it's restating, but I'm setting the standard again until I expect him to go to the standard. Now, let's say Johnny's a real issue, and this happened to you. I hope this happened to you because it's happened to me. Let's say a student really is defiant, whatever it might be. And there's like, this is a stupid class, blah, 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 all the things students will do. I'll say, hey, we've got two choices here. Either go ahead and hand me your phone, or I got to get you sent to the office, one of the two. But the thing about it is, I'm not getting worked up. I'm very calm. And the assertive part is just being very direct with the expectations are. So now wrapped up all this is you got to know what your expectations are. You got to know the bar you're setting for your students. But then when you have to address students, think about that. Before you actually get wrapped up into that conversation, that dialogue with the student, or wrapped up to the situation, think, how do you want to be present? Another way I heard this described is think about somebody in history, an idol of yours, whoever it might be, and think about their personality and how they carry themselves. And if you can think about that, in that moment when something goes on, pretend to be that person, whoever that might be. Maybe it's Barack Obama, maybe it's Oprah Winfrey, maybe it's, I don't know, someone else through history, Martin Luther, I don't know, whoever else it is. Think about that person and just for that moment, consume that personality and let that come through you as you're addressing the situation.